Hello, callers, and welcome back to Viva Barca. Welcome to the home of everything Barcelona, where we are going to be discussing on some interesting updates. We start with Ronald Araujo and his injury that he sustained while playing for Uruguay. It has been reported that FIFA are set to compensate Barca for Araujo's injury during the international break. We are going to be discussing on that as we progress. Then secondly, talking about this rather shocking update, claiming that Barcelona and Liverpool are currently in talks over forward swap deal in January. We are also going to be discussing about that. So guys, as we get right into it, please do ensure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't. Turn on the post bell notification to always stay notified whenever I post a new video. Consider liking the video and please watch it right up to the very end. Barca, Barca, Barca. The international break has not been kind at all for us Barcelona fans, even Xavi most especially, just as it seemed that Barca were finding their stride. The hiatus from club football came and brought with it some new set of hurdles. On duty with their national teams, Jules Koundé and Ronald Araujo suffered serious injuries and will be out for at least 3 weeks each. Further, Frenkie de Jong, Ousmane Dembele, Pedri are thought to have suffered minor setbacks in their fitness too. The case of the Uruguayan is said to be the most severe. Araujo will be out of action for more than a month, and Mundo Deportivo report that FIFA will have to compensate Barca for the defender's injury. According to the International Organization Club Protection Program, FIFA will compensate a club if its players is out of action for more than 28 days through an injury suffered when on duty with the international team. Prima facie, it appears that the South American centre-back will be out for longer than the stipulated duration. Araujo suffered an injury to his right thigh during Uruguay's friendly game against Iran on Friday. He is expected to miss El Clasico, the UCL ties against Bayern Munich and Inter Milan, and potentially a part of the FIFA World Cup through his injury. The extent of compensation that Barca receive will depend on Araujo's fixed salary. The compensation will end the day he returns to training, and the payment will be made directly by FIFA to the club. In Araujo and Jules Koundé's absence, Xavi will look towards Eric Garcia and Andres Christensen to take over as their regular centre-backs. This also implies a bigger role for Gerard Piqué, who has largely been limited to the bench so far this season. It has been a very bad international break for Barcelona. Of course, Araujo picking up an injury at this very important time of Barca that we go into a month of October with very tight schedules, where we have very important games, 9 games in just 4 weeks duration. This when we needed that squad depth. This is when we could have been seeing the use of the squad depth Xavi have been emphasizing about. But luckily enough, that's the importance of having a good bench. Right now, Araujo is out, but at least we can rely on people like Piqué. We can rely on Garcia, who has been in hot form. Of course, player like Christensen also doing good so far. I think if it was last year that we lose Araujo like this, then it could have been game over in La Liga, honestly speaking. Just imagine us losing Araujo, losing Koundé. If it was last season that we had a very bad squad, like the bench was not strong, I bet you we would have been like, kiss La Liga goodbye, kiss Champions League goodbye. But right now, at least we can depend on some key players who have been on the bench, and this is their time to shine. So let's see how it goes. So now this report is saying that FIFA will compensate Barcelona for Araujo's injury, because they have a law there in FIFA that if a player is out injured for more than 28 days, then the players club will be subjected to a compensation. So FIFA will give them something. So I think Xavi is really mad right now about the way injuries have struck some of our key players on international duty, and it will be so terrible to see them out for long. So let's hope that their injuries heal faster than expected. Araujo has been a key player for us for a long time, and I think Araujo is a fighter. We all know Araujo is a guy who loves Barca a lot. We even got some rumors that he told Xavi that he would like to play the El Clasico, but I very much doubt. From the way things are, I don't think Araujo will be fit for that El Clasico match come end of the month. So let's see how it goes. His injury is a long one. That will be about 2 months. So it's going to be a big miss for us. So let's see. Koundé as well will be out, but I think Koundé will feature in that Clasico according to reports. We have Memphis Depay, who is out as well. which is very sad. Frankie de Jong have a slight knock. Maybe he'll be out injured just for 1 week. So I think he'll feature against Inter Milan in the match day 3 in the Champions League. Ousmane Dembele was also reported to have a slight knock, but yesterday I saw him in the squad list when France lost against Denmark. So I think not too bad, but hoping that Javier can cope with the players that we have at our disposal currently. I think they will do a good job to fill in the boots of some of those key players who have been out injured. Then moving on to the next story of discussion, according to a report from Dario Sport, Barcelona are actively working on a deal to offload Memphis Depay in the January transfer window. The Dutchman was on the verge of leaving Barca in the summer, but the move could not materialize for multiple reasons. The player ended up remaining at the Camp Nou, but amid fierce competition, he has struggled to find a place in Xavi's plans. He has started only twice for Barca this season. As such, Barcelona are keen on offloading him in the upcoming winter transfer window. There are even talks of a potential swap deal involving Depay and Roberto Firmino, if the English media are to be believed. It appears both Barca and Liverpool are in talks over this potential swap deal that could benefit the two parties involved. Depay, as mentioned earlier, has struggled with game time and has a contract that expires at the end of the season. Firmino is facing a similar situation at Anfield. The Brazilian has lost his prominence in Jurgen Klopp's plans, especially after the addition of players such as Luis Diaz, Diego Jota, and Darwin Núñez. And with his contract expiring in 2023, a move away from Anfield could be on the horizon. Barcelona have emerged as a potential destination for the former Hoffenheim starlet, whose technical prowess coupled with his versatility in the offensive third makes him an appealing target for Xavi Hernandez. With the two players also in a similar contractual situation, a straight swap could make a world of sense, but for me I don't think so. However, it will be interesting to see whether or not the two players are willing to make that switch, knowing they have an opportunity to back a lucrative contract in 2023 as free agents. Memphis Depay, of course, as we all know, nearly left Barca last season, going to Juventus, but the move collapsed because Juventus had other players in mind. So Memphis ended up staying, which I think was a good idea for him to stay because at least he can also be a valuable substitute for Robert Lewandowski if Lewandowski is not available. So going by this report from Dario Sport, it's really shocking to hear about Firmino linked to Barca because I don't even see it making sense to me. The report might say it makes sense, but for me, I don't see it personally as making any sense. So let's see if it works. But they are saying that Barcelona are willing to do a swap, but the two players are still to make any statement if actually they are open to such a swap. But I doubt if it will go through. So guys, with that, we have come to an end of this episode. Thanks so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, please make sure to do so. Until next time, bye bye.